Every protocol you need to know, explained super fast. Imagine standing in the control room of the internet itself. Every screen around you flashes with streams of data. Billions of packets racing through invisible highways. But beneath the familiar glow of browsers and apps, a hidden language is being spoken. A language of codes, rules, and handshakes. If you understand it, you can command the flow of the digital world. If you don't, you're blind to the traps that hackers set in plain sight. This is the video of 100 networking protocols, the silent architects of the web, and how each one can be both a tool and a weapon. The foundations. The internet's backbone begins with HTTP, the unguarded postal service of the web. Every request and response is sent like an open postcard, visible to anyone along the route. Then comes HTTPS, its armored sibling, sealing those postcards inside an encrypted envelope. Without it, online banking, shopping, and private conversations would be like shouting in a crowded street. Supporting it all is TCP and IP, the cautious courier and the GPS navigator. TCP refuses to lose a single package, checking every delivery, while IP ensures it reaches the right address. Together, they're the reason your messages don't vanish into the void. Then there's UDP, reckless, fast, and unforgiving. It doesn't wait for confirmations. It just fires and hopes for the best. Perfect for live video and gaming, where speed can mean more than perfection. And standing quietly in the background is DNS, the phone book of the internet. You type a name, it gives you the number. But if an attacker poisons it, you could be sent to a perfect fake without ever knowing. Moving the data FTP was one of the earliest ways to transfer files, like mailing documents in a plain, unsealed envelope. Then came SFTP, wrapping those files in encryption like an armored truck. Hackers still hunt for FTP servers left unprotected, scooping up whatever lies inside. SSH, the secure remote tunnel, lets administrators control servers across the world. If its key falls into the wrong hands, that tunnel becomes a private highway for attackers. Emails, too, have their own backstage crew, SMTP to send, POP3, and IMAP to receive. They move billions of messages each day, but a single misconfiguration can turn them into a platform for phishing or hijacking. Watching the network SNMP is the network's gossip line, constantly reporting on device status, performance, and problems. Leave it unsecured, and you're giving strangers a microphone into your infrastructure. ICMP, the ping protocol, is the internet's equivalent of knocking on a door to see who's home. Harmless in theory, but in skilled hands, it can be used to map entire networks. ARP translates IP addresses into physical machine addresses, like assigning desks in an office, but spoof it, and you can reroute someone's data to your own seat without them knowing. And DHCP, the party host handing out IP addresses to guests, can be hijacked, placing victims exactly where the attacker wants them. Securing the conversation, SSL and TLS are the locks on encrypted connections, guarding your secrets in transit. But an attacker with SSL stripping can downgrade that lock, forcing an insecure connection without you noticing. LDAP is the directory keeper, holding the credentials and permissions of every user in a network. Compromise it, and you know exactly where the weak spots are. Then there's Telnet, a relic from another era. Using it today is like shouting your passwords across a crowded room. RDP allows full remote control over another machine. It's a lifeline for IT, and a dream come true for a hacker who gains access. Sharing and synchronizing SMB and CIFS are the Office file cabinet. Great for sharing, but disastrous if left unlocked. NTP keeps every clock in a network perfectly synchronized, but if manipulated, it can throw off logs, systems, and even security alerts. SIP controls your VoIP calls, the invisible operator connecting you. Hijack it, and someone could eavesdrop or even impersonate you on a call. OAuth and OpenID are the bouncers at the door, checking IDs to grant access. Fake the ID, and you're inside without a fight. Kerberos is the three-headed guard dog of authentication, using tickets to prove who's who. But forged tickets can let intruders slip by undetected. The world of devices, MQTT, is the group chat for IoT devices, where fridges, lights, and sensors all talk. Modbus runs factories and power stations, but was built in a time before cybersecurity existed. BGP draws the map of the internet's routes, and when it's hijacked, whole countries can be taken offline or rerouted through hostile servers. SCTP is the multi-lane highway for telecom traffic, keeping calls and messages flowing without collisions. GRE wraps one packet inside another, tunneling traffic through to its destination, a favorite for VPNs. IPSec, PPTP, and L2TP are the bodyguards of IP traffic, building tunnels through hostile territory, strong when configured right and paper-thin when neglected. Navigating the data OSPF is the seasoned navigator finding the shortest path for packets. RIP is the stubborn veteran who takes the same route every time, even when better paths exist. EIGRP is Cisco's private club of routers, sharing secrets to optimize traffic. MPLS is the express lane, directing priority data where it needs to go, a tempting place for attackers to strike. PPP is the private line between 2 points. Add Ethernet, and you get PPPoE, the backbone of many home internet connections. ISIS is the quiet, efficient cousin to OSPF, used in massive service provider networks. Staying online at all costs, HSRP and VRRP are the understudies of networking. Standby routers that leap into action when the main one fails. But if a hacker spoofs their messages, they can take over entirely. LLDP and CDP let devices announce themselves to neighbors. Useful for mapping networks and for attackers creating their own map of your defenses. NetBIOS is the town crier shouting to find devices in a network. MDNS does the same for smart gadgets. TFTP is the unlocked box on your porch. Simple file transfer with zero security. Streaming, storage, and speed RTSP cues the cameras to roll, while RTP carries the video itself. SRTP guards that video from prying eyes. Gopher, an ancient protocol, whispers of the internet's earliest days. HTTP/2 is its modern heir, faster and more complex, with its own new vulnerabilities. NFS and AFP make remote files feel local, but a single loose permission can turn them into an attacker's goldmine. ISCSI connects you to remote storage as if it were in the next room. Fiber Channel moves that data at blistering speeds, and FCOE merges it with Ethernet for flexibility. The smart world Z-Wave and Zigbee run the hidden conversations of smart homes. Bluetooth connects devices with a handshake, but an open handshake can be an invitation to intruders. NFC enables tap-to-pay magic, but with the right tools, attackers can mimic or intercept it. A MQP moves messages between enterprise systems. CoAP lets small IoT devices speak. SPDY, Quick, and other optimizations speed up the web, but every new feature is a new target. SMIME and PGP encrypt emails with digital wax seals, proving authenticity. Critical infrastructure DNP3 runs utilities like power and water, and if breached, can cause nationwide damage. IEC 60870-5-104 keeps engineers speaking the same language across power grids. BAConnect is the central nervous system of large buildings, controlling climate, lights, and locks. Wi-Fi protocols and Ethernet standards form the air and roads of modern networking. STP prevents loops that can choke a network. VTP manages VLANs across switches, while LACP combines links into faster pipelines. IGMP and PIM control multicast traffic like invitations to a private event. BFD watches for failures in real time. Lisp separates identity from location, adding flexibility and complexity. VXLAN, NVGRE, and Geneve build virtual cities atop real networks. OpenFlow gives administrators a remote control for their entire infrastructure. PCEP calculates the best routes, while RSVP books the resources needed to keep them clear. SSHFS mounts remote drives securely. NCP is a relic from novels past. and SDP sets the stage for multimedia communications, sending out the invitations and details. You're now walking through the internet with open eyes. The next time you click a link, send a file, or connect to Wi-Fi, you'll know the hidden machinery at work and the weaknesses that others might try to exploit.